Hey, welcome back to another episode of Web Dev Speak. Now, last time we talked about whether you should pick WordPress versus Wix versus Squarespace, especially if you're doing a website yourself. And I'm in a lot of different Facebook groups, networking, helping people out with different marketing questions, asking questions, that kind of thing. It's a fantastic resource, by the way. But one of the number one things that I hear people say is, okay, so I picked WordPress, but what theme do I pick? They have no clue where to start. And the crazy thing is WordPress has literally thousands of different options available to you. Thousands. Because it is an open source platform, anybody can build a theme for WordPress. So how do you know which one to pick, which one is right, which one is going to be right for your business, for security, for all those other things that are really important? So there are 5 different things to keep in mind as you're researching WordPress themes. And I want to go through those with you today so that you know where to start and can pick one that is correct for you. So first up, I'm going to break your heart a little bit. Never pick a free theme. Sorry. There are a lot of different free options out there and available. WordPress.org actually puts out a new one every year. This year's is called 2021. They don't get really creative with their theme names. The downside to a WordPress theme, especially a free one, is that literally anybody can download that theme. Anybody can download it. They can look at the code. They can find vulnerabilities. And then your website just isn't as secure because they can hack into that free theme. But beyond the security aspect of it, I mean, honestly, you get what you pay for. If you're buying a free theme, you're not going to have any kind of support available to you. It'd be a very rare day for a free theme to have any kind of support. So keep that in mind too. If you don't have any support, how are you going to be able to get help when you need it? So always look for a premium theme. They're going to start anywhere from about $50 to $100, depending on what you're looking for, depending on whether or not you're buying a theme with a drag and drop builder installed with it. Some of those are annual costs, especially if they come with a builder, and you can have different add-ons with different templates and things like that. Excuse me, but always pay for a WordPress theme. You'll be so much happier. So number 2, this part's less fun, but you need to read some reviews. The reviews are going to tell you a few things. First, they're going to let you know that they have any kind of support, for instance. So go to the public support forum on those public marketplaces. There's marketplaces like Envato where you can buy those premium themes, and they're going to have support and reviews available for you to read. Go through the support side, see how fast the theme author is responding, and then you're going to know what their support is like. And then you can look at the reviews and they're going to mention whether or not they were very quick with support. They're going to mention if they had any issues with their theme. You're going to find common complaints and praises with that theme, and that may or may not apply to you and your business. Those reviews are very vital for you to know whether or not that theme is a good use for you. Another thing is a lot of those theme authors will give you example websites that are built with their theme. And you can go look at those and see if you like the finished product that is created, because that's kind of what you're looking for, right? And you can even, if you want to get super technical, take those sample websites or those example websites that they give you and put them through Google's page speed tool. It'll show you how well that website performs, because with a lot of premium themes, they're very heavy code-wise and they can slow down your site. So you want to run it through a tool like Google's page speed if you really care about performance and speed with your website. Also, do a little bit of Googling. Look through that theme and look for if there are any hack reports or reports of hacking in the last couple of years. I actually had a theme that one of my clients used that, I want to say 2 or 3 clients used at the same time. Here was the problem with that. That theme had a vulnerability in it, and every single website that used that theme was hacked. that year. At least that's what it felt like. Thousands of different websites were put at risk because the theme author didn't know that that vulnerability existed and did not cover it up. So look for those hack reports and make sure you're finding one that has a good history of security as well. Okay, number 3. This one's a little technical. This one should be a given because we're in 2021. But make sure that it says that it is responsive in the theme description. Responsive means that the website, instead of changing, it responds to the size of the screen so that it looks good on a desktop and it looks good on a phone. You want to make sure that, one, that it's mobile enabled because every single site needs to look good on these. But you also want to make sure it's responsive because, one, that's what Google prefers. 2, it's just best practice at this point. And 3, you won't need to update the website in more than one places if it is a responsive theme. Now, I'll be real, I don't think I've seen a non-responsive WordPress theme in years. That's one of the things I love about WordPress and the authors that work with WordPress. But just make sure it says that it is responsive and mobile friendly. Now, another thing you want to do, like we talked about last week in our WordPress versus video, one of the biggest reasons that you choose a different platform is because you want to know that you're going to be able to make updates to it. You want to know that you're going to be able to do it yourself. You're going to be comfortable with it. So go through and look at screenshots, and if they offer them, tours of the admin area. With a lot of the bigger premium themes like Divi and Elementor, there are probably countless YouTube videos and tutorials that will show you how those work. Elementor and Divi probably put a lot of those out there and show you, but go through and do some research and see if you like the way that the admin area is set up. I can't tell you which theme is best. I mean, I have ones that I like better of those drag and drop builders, even though I don't use them personally. But you want to find one that makes sense to you in your brain because you're the one that's going to probably be updating it, or at least teaching somebody else, like an employee or intern, how to update it. So go in and find videos and screenshots of the admin area specifically so you know how to keep that up to date. Okay, and finally, there are a lot of themes, especially when you get into like a marketplace like Envato. There are a lot of themes that say they're for a specific niche. So, this is for lawyers. This is for auto workers. This is for therapists or accountants. There's some benefit to that. There really are, because then they have the tools that you need, and they have different plugins that you might need, and different resources and pages, maybe even pre-built out. But there's a downside. When you go for a super niche down theme like that, your competitors might be using the same theme, and then you kind of look like you have the same website, which maybe you don't care about, but a lot of people do. So keep that in mind as you're looking through these. If you find a theme that's really niche down that you love, go look at your other competitors in town, at least locally, and make sure that you don't have the same theme. You'll be able to tell because a lot of those really niche down themes, they all look alike, even once you get them all set up and customized. So go through and just make sure that you're not going to be using the exact same theme as your biggest competitor, and you're good to go. Okay. So the biggest takeaway I want you to have is that you need to find a theme that's going to work for you. And that is going to take some time and research, and that's okay. That time, if you spend 2 or 3 hours shopping around for a WordPress theme, you're going to save that much more time later on as you're getting your website set up, because you know that it works for you, because you know that you're going to have the support you need, because you know it's going to have the customizations that you need for your business, because you've looked into that. So if you spend a little bit more time up front, you'll save so much more time as you go, and everything will be so much easier. If you guys have any questions at all about WordPress themes or anything else, drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them for you. I don't know everything about premium themes. I can't tell you everything about Divi or Elementor or things like that, for instance, but I can point you in the right direction. Now, if you join us next week, we're going to be talking about, I kind of love this. We're going to be talking about website features that just make sense. All those little things that a lot of people forget to include on their website, but that help your website convert and do a better job to help you sell. So join us next week at the same time. See everybody later.